Welcome to Lynn Farrell Arena. My name is Kirk Lohner, and alongside me is Alan Hamill for this GPAC men's basketball game between the Hastings College Broncos and the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. Alan, played on a Sunday, of all things, the only GPAC game going on this afternoon.
Well, yeah, a little bit interesting to play on a Sunday, but we had a wrestling meet here yesterday, so that kind of took over the gym, so had to move this game to a Sunday.
Yeah, I've worked the tournament a couple years ago. 5 mats get placed out, and they have it's their annual Hastings College Quality Hotel Open. In that one, we had some good finishes for the Hastings College Broncos wrestling team, as Connor Blanco was the best finisher for the Hastings College Broncos. He actually went on and finished second in the wrestling match in the 197 class. Grant Harrell, he did a good job as well. He finished third in the 197-pound mark. And then also Blake Fruchtel would also go on and finish in third place, both of them losing, of course, their semifinal matches before going on to win in the semifinal match. And then some also notables. Alec Chantapeth, I butchered that, I know I did. He finished fourth in the 133-pound level. Garth Ginder finished sixth in the 149, and Calvin Irvin in 185 also finished sixth place. So a very good showing for our wrestling team.
Yeah, good job here at home in front of the home crowd for wrestling. We don't talk a whole lot about wrestling throughout the year, but it's definitely a sport that definitely deserves some recognition.
Absolutely, and it's a very young program. They just started in 2007, the 07-08 season, so it's also a young program, so it's very good seeing them getting a lot of good exposure here early in the season. But we've got a basketball game to talk about here on this Sunday afternoon, the Sunday of the divisional playoffs in the NFL. And let's talk about this game, Alan, here between the Hastings College Broncos and the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. The last time these two teams played was back on December 1st. In that one, Dakota Wesleyan had their way with Hastings College, led from the get-go and did not slow down. They led 55-46 at halftime, then outscored the Broncos once again 36-33 in the second half to take that one 91-79. On the way, Jalen Voss led the Tigers with 25 points, and Bo LaCroix had 24. So those two names, Alan, we will be calling a lot here in this ballgame.
Yeah, I think especially Voss, he's going to be one of our players to watch here in today's game. He is just outstanding player. He leads their team in multiple categories, in blocks, just shooting percentage. You see on your screen 13.7 points per game for Voss, which leads the team. He also comes down with almost 10 rebounds a game, and he has 34 blocks on the season.
And on the other side of the ball, Brady Lallman is our player to watch for in this game. Last time he played the Tigers, he had 14 points, 8 rebounds. The 14 points was tied for second on the team, and the 8 rebounds led the team, but he only shot 6 of 14 in that ball game. And you see the key stat down there at the bottom, 84.1 free throw percentage. He was only 1 for 1 from the free throw line. So Brady Lallman definitely has to get to the ball game here if he's going to be a factor in this ball game.
Yeah, and we saw it in the last game. He played the most minutes of anyone on the team, and he didn't really contribute. I mean, he had 14 points, but, he wasn't really much of a factor, didn't really get to the line much at all. And I think we need to see that a little bit more today, get him to the free throw line.
And something that I was just looking at in the stat sheet, he only sat 2.5 minutes in that ball game. He was one of 2 players that did not commit a foul in that ball game. So definitely good play there by Brady Lallman. But now let's take a look, Alan, at some of our keys to watch for in this ball game here.
Work inside is the big one, I think, for both teams. Jalen Voss is going to be a big threat inside for Dakota Wesleyan. And on the flip side of that, the Broncos are going to have to work around him. We've seen it in some other games. The Broncos are good at kind of getting that backdoor pass, and I think they're going to have to rely on that to get around Voss today. Maintain the pace. The Broncos want to maintain the pace, keep it where they want to have it, and then contain their bigs. Jalen Voss, of course, just contain him, keep him at a minimum today.
Yeah, and two things I want to say. One about work inside. The last time these two teams played, Hastings College was 5 of 17 from beyond the arc. So when we saw that game last time we commentated a game against Briar Cliff, they were doing really well from the three-point land. So we'll see how the three-point game affects Hastings College, and then contain their bigs. Voss and LaCroix, 2 of the 3 tallest players on this Tigers roster, they combined for 49 points of the 91 that Dakota Wesleyan scored last time around. So those are 2 players, Alan, definitely to watch out for.
Yeah, Jalen Voss is 6'7", and Bo LaCroix is 6'6". So definitely some good height inside for both of those guys.
Yeah, and the only player taller than the 2 of them is Paul Burgess. He's not even getting a start in this ballgame tonight. He's 6'9". He's from Lancaster, California. So we'll definitely see how the bigs work in this ballgame here. So, Alan, we've had a lot of action that we've missed here for these 2 teams since the last time we commentated a game.
Yeah, we've been off about a month since our last game. You know, we talked a little bit about the GPAC standings back then, and we'll go over this a little bit later, but some things have shuffled a little bit. We've kind of sifted some of the teams out that are not quite in it anymore, and some of the teams have kind of sifted to the top. We see them, you know, Northwestern has taken over the GPAC conference lead. We'll see how that plays out the rest of the year, but you know, definitely a shakeup in the GPAC standings.
Yeah, and Northwestern was actually picked at the beginning of the season to win the Great Plains Athletic College. Hastings College actually picked to tie for 6th with Concordia University from Seward. So right now, Hastings College is definitely doing better than their expectations.
Yeah, I believe they're about 5th right now in the conference standings. So they're in a good position right now come conference tournament time. They'd like to move up to a 4 seed so they could get a home game in that first round of the conference tournament. We'll see how that all plays out as the rest of the conference season comes along.
Yeah, and one of the teams that Hastings College beat earlier this season, the Doane College Tigers, doing very well. They are the highest ranked team nationally in the GPAC. Kind of a surprise, really, because Doane was not picked to finish very well. All right, so now it is time to get to the starting lineups here in this ball game. We will start, of course, with the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. They are the visitors here in this ball game. All right, so right there's our, you can hear the PA announcing who is playing in this ball game. We've been over that already. Usually one of the first things that we say on our broadcast, but starting lineups for the Tigers. First is Luke Bramberg. He is a 6'6" sophomore from Corsica, South Dakota. Behind him is Jalen Voss. That's that 6'7" sophomore from Worthington, Minnesota we were talking about. Mike Lee is a 5'10" senior from Detroit, Michigan, out there in the automobile industry world. And then Chris Menning, he is a 6'4" sophomore from Corsica, South Dakota. And then finally, my guess is that is Arias Stevenson, who did not have his warm-up taken off yet, because, well, we couldn't quite read the number on that one. And so now it is time for the starting lineup for the Hastings College Broncos. So here we go. Starting lineups being announced as this crowd has grown tremendously since the ending of the women's basketball game. So the first starter is Brett Wells. He is a 6'4" sophomore from Elba, Nebraska. Next starter being announced is Dylan Flynn. He is a 6'7" junior from Lincoln, Nebraska. It's only his 10th start of the season here. And now Carson Bloom is the next one. He is a 5'10" freshman from Minden, Nebraska, about roughly 30-minute drive away from here. Brady Lohman is the next one. He's a 6'2" junior from Norfolk, Nebraska, our player to watch for in this game. And then last is Dane Bacon. He is the 6'2 senior from Kearney, Nebraska, really the leader of this Broncos team. Dane Bacon has not played in every game Hastings College has played, but every game he has started, every game he has played, he has been the starter. He is averaging about 32 minutes a night, 13.9 points per game for Dane Bacon. And definitely we'll have to see how he does here. But Hastings College and Dakota Wesleyan Tigers getting ready to get at it here from the campus of Hastings College and the Osborne Family Sports Complex. So here we go. We are underway, and the Broncos are going to control the tip. So Bloom will be guarded by Mike Lee. And he gets it in for Flynn. Flynn's going to take a left hand, and he's going to make that one a nice little up and under shot there for Dylan Flynn. And it is 2-0 early for the Broncos.
We saw him go inside right away. You know, didn't see Jalen Voss was guarding, but couldn't get the block.
And Voss on that shot right there goes up and over the net, didn't touch rim. So first shot by Voss is no good. Now ball's gonna be passed out for Bacon, and the Rainbow finds the pot of gold for Bacon on that one. And the Broncos with a 5-0 lead. So the Tigers looking to get on the board here. They're gonna get it into Bamberg. Ball's now gonna be given for Menning, who gets it across to Stevenson. For Lee, and now to Voss. All 5 players have touched it here on this possession. The Tigers doing a good job of ball movement, and that shot right there by Stevenson, no good, but that's rebounded by Bamberg, and he's not going to be able to put up his shot. And now finally the Broncos getting their rebound, so the Broncos looking to extend their lead to at least a touchdown. That ball's going to be swung across for Brett Wells, and Brett Wells going to get the jump shot to go. And Hastings College with a fast start to this ball game. It is 7-0. We just now hitting the 92nd point in this ball game.
And Brett Wells was left wide open on that shot.
So Voss's shot's going to be off the side of the rim and no good. This Dakota Wesleyan team just not getting anything to go, and now ball's going to be given to Wells, and Wells is going to be fouled on the play in the act of a shot, so he's going to get 2 free throws out of this one. Right now, Hastings College looks like they are ready to play this ball game. Dakota Wesleyan looks like they haven't gotten off the bus yet.
Yeah, the Broncos are just up-tempo offense so far. 7 points in, the first 90 seconds, like you mentioned, and now getting to the free throw line again, trying to put one up and gets it in. So it's now 8-0. And like you said, Dakota Wesleyan looks like they're still in Mitchell.
All right, so now Wells' second shot is going to be good. So it is 9-0 now here. Really before anybody can blink an eye. If you're late to this ball game, you're going to wonder what the heck you missed. So now the Tigers looking to maybe fasten the pace up a little bit here. As we saw in their last possession, all 5 players touched it before the shot clock got down to 20 seconds. So now Menning is the one with the ball. He's going to give it off to Lee. Lee looking for something, and he's going to travel on that one as he had established his pivot foot already, lifted that one up. So definitely not a good good possession for the Tigers. And now Hastings College has a chance to extend its lead to double digits. Bloom's the one with it, gives it to Lohman. Lohman, a little pump fake, trying to get an open look. He's not going to get it, and an offensive rebound for Flynn. So the clock will start back over at 35 seconds. 35 fresh seconds for the Hastings College Broncos. Now Bloom's going to drive. He gives it to Flynn, and he's going to be, they're going to say that one was out on Dylan Flynn. Kind of looked interesting because it looked like Voss had grabbed the ball and landed out of bounds.
Yeah, must have just thrown it back in quick enough.
So now Stevenson's going to take a shot, and he's going to get that one. So Arias Stevenson is going to get the first basket of the game. The 6'1 senior guard from Atlanta, Georgia, gets the first points for the Tigers. Now the ball shot by Bacon. That was a 3-pointer, and he got blocked on that one. So Dane Bacon, the first player thrown into the SWAT zone in this ball game. Now the ball's thrown up, and it's going to be bounced around to Voss, and Jalen Voss is going to get his first basket of this ball game. 9-4 now. Now Brett Wells Inside is going to look for Bacon, I guess. I don't know, because there was really nobody in the area, so that's just a pass for the defense. And now Tigers are on it. Bamberg's got it. He's going to drive this one, take a right-hand shot, and that's going to be no good. Ball's going to be tipped out, though, retained by the Tigers. Now ball's going to be getting from Mike Lee, and his shot's going to be in and out. So the Broncos are going to go the other way with it. Dakota Wesleyan getting a lot of looks here early, just not a whole lot falling for him. Now Flynn's going to take it in, left hand and kiss it off the glass. And the bank is open for him on Sunday. Here it's now 11-4. Mike Lee with the ball, going to give it to Jalen Voss. They're going to swing it around again here. Stevenson's got it for Bamberg. Back for Stevenson. Gives it inside for Voss. Voss working on Flynn. Wells comes over, but that's going to leave Bamberg wide open under the basket. Nice basket there by the Tigers. And it's now 11-6.
Yeah, tried to double team Voss on that one, but it didn't quite work.
And now the shot by Lallman's going to hit the iron and be rebounded by the Tigers. So, Alan, we said control the pace, I believe was how you worded that there.
Yeah, control the pace. The Broncos started out pretty fast. They've, pulled back the throttle a little bit, but still controlling the tempo.
And now they're going to get the ball up top. That is Menning who's going to take that shot. It's going to be no good, but an offensive rebound by Luke Bamberg. Now Lee's going to get it. Fresh shot clock for the Tigers after the missed three-pointer. Now Stevenson on it. That ball's going to be stolen by Lallman. Lallman going to drive in, and that's going to be stolen by Stevenson, but he stepped on the baseline before he was able to pass the ball off. And now we will see some substitutions come into this ball game here, as we're going to see Jake Hamburger, Jake Marvin, and Zach Lena come in for Hastings College. We're going to see LaCroix and Pennington come in for the Tigers. Now that shot be taken by Blum, and Marvin's going to get the rebound. No good. And finally the ball's going to bounce up, and Bamberg's going to get it. Now here's Lee. Lee's going to take a long-range jumper. No, off the glass, no good. And that's going to be rebounded by Stephen Lee. So now Pennington on it. Pennington's going to get it over to Menning. Menning for Bamberg. For Mike Lee. Now the ball's worked into Stephen Lee. And they're going to get it for Menning, and now Pennington's going to take the three-pointer. Long range, no good. Rebound to Lallman. That's one thing, Alan, that I hated about commentating volleyball, is when there were two players with the same last name on the court. And we've got that right now. So here's Lallman. Lallman's going to drive that one in and get that to go. Nice right-handed basket there by Brady Lallman, and it is now 13-6 here early in this ballgame. About 13 and a half minutes left here. Hastings College wearing its white uniforms with the crimson lettering, and Dakota Wesleyan with the blue uniforms, white trim, white letters. Working left to right here as we view it on our screen. Now here's Lee. Lee's going to take a shot, and that's going to be no good, but an offensive rebound by Bamberg, and that shot's going to be no good. Rebound goes to Carson Bloom.
Mike Lee's taken a lot of shots for Dakota Wesleyan, but hasn't gotten any of them to fall yet. Maybe try and work it to somebody else.
So now the Broncos working on it. Hamburger to Blum. Hits it to Lena. Lena for Hamburger underneath, and that's a great move there. And a good vision on the pass by Lena to find Hamburger underneath the basket. So 15-6 is the score now here, as Stephen Lee going to pass it for Menning. Gets it to Pennington. To Bamberg. To Mike Lee. And now for Menning again. Bamberg had an opportunity to take the shot, waited, takes a shot, and is going to be fouled by Jake Hamburger. And that will bring the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers to the free throw line for their first free throw attempts in the ballgame.
That was only the first foul for the Broncos in this game.
Really only second for both teams combined.
Yeah, so a pretty clean play so far in the first 7.5 minutes of this ball game.
It's been an entertaining game to watch so far. And so Bamberg's first shot is going to rattle in and out, and we will see more substitutions come on as Alex Thayer and Dane Bacon will come on for Hastings College, and we will see Danny Mammon and Arias Stevenson come on for the Tigers. So Bamberg is a 70% free throw, or excuse me, 62% free throw shooter, and he misses both of those there. I was looking at Mammon for the 70%. That one's my bad. So now Bacon's going to get it from Marvin. Marvin's going to drive in, gives it to Lena. Now for Bacon. Bacon looking for something, finds Hamburger. Lena. Oh, nearly had Thayer there, but turns around, gives it to Hamburger. Now Thayer in the paint, gets it to Marvin. Marvin's shot, he's going to be fouled, and he was in the process of shooting, so there will be 2 free throws on that one, as it looks like the foul was called on Stephen Lee. So, Alan, there have only been 3 fouls in this game, and they have all been shooting fouls. How often does that happen?
Not very often. Jake Marvin, 66.7% free throw shooter, misses the first one there.
Yeah, your nice clean percentage of 20 for 30 is going to go down after that one. 20 for 31. Quick, Alan, do the math. Nice try.
It's probably around 66% somewhere, but.
And so now we're going to see Jalen Voss come back onto the game, coming in for Stephen Lee. And Lee is who that foul was on, so. Now Marvin's second shot, nothing but net. And the Broncos have extended its lead to double digits for the first time in this ballgame after taking a 9-0 lead. So Voss going to get to Stevenson. Stevenson looking to drive with the left hand. That's going to be off the rim, no good. And Lena's going to get the rebound, nearly elbowed at Dane Bacon in the head. You wouldn't want Bacon to have to come out because his teammate elbowed him. Now Bacon's got it, thought about it. It's going to give it to Thayer. Now for Marvin. His pass for Thayer, that was going to be tipped by Pennington. Pennington, the 5'7" guard from Chicago, Illinois. A lot of different places on this Dakota Wesleyan roster. We got Chicago, Illinois, Detroit, Michigan,
Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh yeah, didn't even see that. Lancaster, California, Worthington, Minnesota, Scottsdale, Arizona. A lot of people right now are in Hastings, Nebraska are jealous about the Mammons watching this game, and possibly in Arizona.
Yeah, pretty chilly morning this morning here in Hastings.
Now Marvin's going to get the impasse, and that's good. So it's 18-6 here. And the Broncos lead is up to 12. Nice basket there by the 6'7" Marvin. 6'8", excuse me. Just looking at the wrong player on the roster. So here we go. Pennington's going to get it. He's going to take it into the paint, get a dish it to Voss. Voss being covered by Marvin, and he's going to be forced to shot enough to where it's not going to go. So Thayer now. Going to give it to Bacon. Puts it up, and that one's good. And the Rainbow finds the pot of gold for Dane Bacon once again.
And a timeout.
And a timeout now taken by head coach Shane Murphy of the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. And it is 21-6 here. The Broncos have opened up a 15-point lead. A very good start here by this Hastings College team. And we're being told down in the booth that in Scottsdale, Arizona, it is 46 degrees. And for those of us here in Hastings where it's like 12 degrees, I can check this here real quickly. 46 down in Scottsdale and 19 here in Hastings, Nebraska, so with wind.
You people down in Arizona, you can't complain. I mean,
yeah. We were saying it was cold in or we were told that it was cold down there too, and then I was told it was 46. No, that's not cold. Yeah. 19 is cold. All right, so we've got our game going back up here. Pennington's going to be the one with the ball. Gets it for Stevenson. Now back for Pennington. And that was Mammon, and his shot's going to be, they're going to wipe out his shot as there was an offensive foul on Jalen Voss. So our first non-shooting foul of the game here, Alan.
Yeah, not really sure why Jalen Voss needed the foul there, but I mean, he was way away from where the play was actually taking place.
So here we go, ball's in for Flynn. Flynn taking the shot, that's gonna be no good. And that is gonna be another shooting foul. That one also on Voss, so that's his second foul of the ball game. Second foul.
In about 10 seconds.
Yeah. I was gonna say let's look at the shot clock, but that's reset to 35, so we can't even use that one for reference. So here we go, Flynn at the line. He's gonna hit that first one. And the Broncos extend their lead to 22-6. Lallman and Bamberg will come back into the ballgame.
Flynn's about a 61% free throw shooter.
Yeah, 49 for 80. Go ahead, do the math on that one, Alan. And here we go, Flynn. Second shot, nothing but net. And it is now 23-6 here, as the scoreboard hasn't quite corrected itself here. And that shot right there, that one is good.
Number
by
3.
The Tigers. That one was Pennington. So here we go, Flynn on it, holding the ball up so he doesn't get it taken away from him as he finds somebody. Finds Wells to Bacon, to Lallman, for Thayer, for Flynn. Good ball movement by the Broncos, and he got the ball stripped from him as he went up to take a shot. And the Tigers going to be the ones who run away with this one. Now Mammon for Stevenson. Thought about driving, is going to instead get it to Bamberg, who gets it to Mammon. For LaCroix, for Pennington. Pennington's shot with 16 on the clock, no good. Allen, it looked like he forced that shot with 16 seconds still left on the shot clock.
Yeah, not very good time management there.
And a nice basket by Dylan Flynn, the long-range jumper, just inside the three-point arc there. And it's 25-8 here in this ballgame. And so there, that basket is good, as that was Mammon on the basket here. Bacon gonna get it for Lallman. Broncos trying to set something up on offense. And now Flynn with it. Thought about taking it. Instead, is going to dish it out for Bacon. Gets it over to Thayer. And good ball movement for Flynn. Flynn, the runner, no good. And a good offensive rebound by Wells, but he lost the ball control, and it goes out of bounds. But good hustle by this Broncos team.
Now the Broncos just outplaying the Tigers here this afternoon. We're seeing the Broncos be more physical. They're able to move the ball very well and just getting good shots.
And the three-pointer there by Mammon is good. So it's 25-13 here now. And Alan, I was just thinking 25 points here for the Broncos with a little over 8 minutes left as a three-pointer by Bacon. And he's fouled, which will give him 3 free throws on that one, as the foul was on Mammon on that one. But getting back to what I was saying, a little over 8 minutes left here in this ballgame. Hastings College with 25 points already. The last game we covered against Briar Cliff, they also had, how many points did they have in the first half? What was it, 41?
40, yes. I was thinking 42 or 43, but
I think both teams were in the 40s. No, just Hastings, never mind. I'm thinking of the one against Dort. Yeah, so 40-some points for the Broncos the last time we saw them. 26 already here for them. And the second one's good, so make that 27 with 8:05 here left in this ball game. But yeah, this is definitely a Broncos team where if they get out on a roll in the first half, it is going to be good luck catching them, as usually they outscore their opponents pretty decently in the second half, as Bacon makes all 3 free throws there, and it is 28-13 now. And the Broncos now with a 15-point lead here. And the strip attempt there by Bacon is going to call a foul instead, as he was reaching in, trying to get the ball from Pennington, and Pennington a little too quick for Bacon, and that's going to be the second team foul on Hastings College, the first one for Bacon. Yeah,
the Broncos are averaging over 81 points per game.
And that three-point attempt there by Pennington's no good. So Broncos run the other way. Gets it to Bacon. Bacon lays it up and almost got it. That one to go. That would have been one that would have really sparked this home crowd going. But instead, Bacon will go to the line for a couple more free throws. That is the sixth team foul already for the Tigers. And really all but one of them, maybe two, have been shooting fouls.
Yeah, we saw the first, 6.5 minutes. There weren't a lot of fouls, but now Dakota Wesleyan getting a little frustrated, and I think that's causing them to foul a little bit more.
So Bacon misses the first one. And he's going up for a second. Got it. So 29-13 here. 16-point lead for Hastings College. And the Broncos still going with a little bit of a full court press here. Kind of interesting. So now here's Stevenson's shot in and out, and let's see who gets the rebound. Bloom is the one who gets it, and we'll slow it down by giving it to Flynn, who just gives it right back to Bloom. It's good, smart play there by the freshman to not go too fast, as Mike Lee was right there for the Tigers. Kind of kept that ball going a little bit. So here we go, good movement by the Broncos. Bloom's got it right now. For Flynn, for Bacon, back to Bloom. Gets it in for Flynn. The ball's gonna bounce to Wells, and Wells, over the top of his head! Oh my goodness, what a basket there by Brett Wells. And oh my, oh my, oh my.
He just flung that over his head, and it just happened to hit off the backboard and drop in.
Now the ball's gonna be stolen here. Bacon's gonna take it. Puts the left-handed layup and the Broncos with a 33-13 lead here with 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. And Allen, when we were doing our quick little pregame, as we had to kind of improvise, as we didn't have as much time as we thought we were going to have, did you think that this game was going to be like this?
No, I didn't think it would be anywhere close to this. A 20-point lead, and there's still 6.5 minutes left in this first half. We know that this Bronco team can score. They're fourth in the country in total scoring, 1,628 points on the season, averaging 81.4 points per game, which is 16th in the country. But, they've come out and their offense has been explosive. They've got a lot of good defense, turning things into points. We saw a couple steals and layups, some outside shooting as well. Just everything is clicking for this Bronco team this afternoon.
Yes, and I was going to say something, but I'm just shocked. And I think it had to do with that first shot we took on the camera crews there, as the coaching staff for the Tigers, Shane Murphy, Tim Weidenbach, and Jacob Brandel, they're just standing there. They don't even know what to tell this team right now.
Yeah, they're not playing a bad game right now. We have, a good team in Dakota Wesleyan. They're, just not getting some shots to fall, and they're just getting overpowered by the Broncos.
Yeah, Dakota Wesleyan is 9-10 overall in the season, but beat Hastings College pretty handily back the first time they played, as it was 55-46 at halftime. But now here, the Tigers, at this point, not even threatening to put up 25 here in this first half.
Yeah, the Tigers, their last game was against Northwestern, who is leading the GPAC right now. They're ranked 7th in the country, and they only lost that game by 3 points, 74-77. They ended up losing that game. So they hung around with Northwestern, but not hanging around with the Broncos today.
So Bamberg's got it. He's looking for something, can't find anything. Now LaCroix, and they're going to call a charge on LaCroix. Good defensive play by Bloom. And the Hastings College Broncos are going to get another possession here, and that is the 7th team foul on the Tigers. So Hastings College now officially entering in the bonus. Every time there is a Dakota Wesleyan foul, regardless, there will be at least one free throw.
Yeah, and with 6 minutes left in this first half, that could spell out to quite a few extra points.
So Bloom on it now. being guarded by Mike Lee. Wells, near side for Bacon. Bacon for Flynn. Goes all the way to the far side for Lallman. Now for Wells, who gives it back to Lallman. Lallman definitely running this offense as every other touch has been to Lallman. And that shot by Flynn is no good off the front iron. And the Tigers will take it back with them. So now the Tigers trying to get its offense going. And that one is going to be a foul there as Dylan Flynn nearly got jumped over by Luke Bamberg. And that is the 4th team foul on Hastings College. That is the first on Flynn, who currently has 8 points for the Hastings College Broncos, and that will send Bamberg to the line. Luke Bamberg averaging almost 6 points per game on the season. He averages about 26, 27 minutes a game. Here has been in quite a bit in this ball game thus far. So Bamberg's first free throw attempt is going to be off the back iron, no good. And Allen, the one that we erased from our keys to the game was a free throw. We took that out for the control the bigs, which Hastings has been doing. We took the free throw game out, and look how big it has been in this ball game.
Yeah, Dakota Wesleyan struggled at the free throw line this afternoon, and the Broncos have taken advantage of the free throws they've gotten.
And the layup there by Jake Marvin, no good. Causing a nice little here in Lynn Farrell Arena.
Couldn't quite get the friendly roll on that one.
So the ball went the other way as it was last touched by Jake Marvin before it went out of bounds. Stevenson looking for something. Gonna get it for Mike Lee. Goes for Bamberg. Bamberg shot, gonna be in, and a foul is called there. I believe that one was on Brett Wells. Get it here from our official. Yes, it was in fact on Brett Wells. So Bamberg is going to try to complete the three-point play here as he went 1 for 2 on his last free throw attempts. Zach Lena comes on real quick there between the basket and the free throw, and that one is good. So the three-point play is finished there by the Tigers, and it is 33-17 now here with just under 5 minutes to play in this first half. Bloom taking it. Gonna go for Lallman. Lallman gets it to Hamburger. Hamburger for Lallman. Lallman for 3 points, and the Rainbow finds the pot of gold for Lallman, and it is a 36-17 game. Hastings College almost has its 20-point lead back.
Lallman just left wide open out on the outside, and he's going to take that shot every time.
And the defensive rebound there by Lena. Good job by the junior to work hard down low. Now Hamburger's got it. For Lena. For Bloom. Now to Lallman. Goes inside for Marvin, no good. Ball's gonna be stolen, so now here's Stevenson. Stevenson's gonna take it. Line-handed layup off the rim and in. So now the pace is picked up enormously as Bloom going for it. That his pass across for Marvin gonna be off the feet of Bamberg and out of bounds. And holy cow, Allen, all of a sudden we are in a track meet.
Yes, very fast-paced up and down the court. Broncos trying to get back to their 20-point lead. Right now they have a 17-point lead.
And so the referee's discussing something there. What, we may never know, but the ball's gonna be inbounded to Marvin, and Marvin's gonna hit that free throw. And there was a foul. Looks like it was outside of the play, actually, as it looked like somebody was on the ground, but I guess Marvin did get the basket to go, making it 38-19, and the Broncos, with this free throw, can get that 20-point lead back. So now LaCroix is going to come into this game. Bamberg is going to be the one who comes out of it, as that was the second foul on Luke Bamberg.
And it's good to see the Broncos are getting a lot of their bench involved in this game as well, not just relying on the starters. And we've seen in other games that we've commentated that the Broncos have a deep bench and they have a lot of players that they can go to.
Yeah, right now only 2 starters in the ballgame. One of them is Brady Lallman, who really Allen will only come out if he's in foul trouble. Hamburger, nice pump fake, getting the open shot. That was going to not go. And the rebound is going to go to Stephen Lee. His pass to Stevenson. Gets it to Mike Lee. Mike Lee is right-handed runner, no good, and Marvin with the rebound. Now the ball's going to be given up for Lallman, and it was over Lallman's head, but a good job by Bloom to be there. Now Lallman for three, no good, and that one's going to be rebounded by Jade Miller, the freshman from Mitchell, South Dakota. This place Allen would have erupted had he made that free three-pointer.
Yeah, good crowd here today and good support of the Broncos.
So here we go, the ball's going to be stolen by Lena. Lena taking it in, lays it in with his left hand, and it's a 40-19 ball game. A good steal and a good finish there by Zach Lena. That was his first basket of the game. Lena comes off the bench, averages roughly 7 points a game. It's gone down from the 11 the last time we commentated a game, and Paul LaCroix going to hit that basket there, and the Tigers have now eclipsed the 20-point mark as it's 40-21. So now Lallman telling some players where to go. Gives it to Lena, who gets it to Hamburger. Nice roll, and going to get it back to Lena. Then he's going to drive, give it to Hamburger, who is running in, but he lost the ball. Looked like maybe he dribbled it off of his knee or something like that. Ball given to Stevenson, and Stevenson's layup is no good, but he was fouled on the play, which means he will get 2 free throws on that one. So Lallman is the one who the foul is called on. That's his second of the ball game. And that is the 6th team foul on Hastings College, so they've got one to give here. With 2:19 left in the first half of this ball game, and Arias Stevenson's first free throw is good. And we'll see Bacon come in for Lallman, and we will see Pennington come in for Mike Lee. Arias Stevenson on the season is a 65% free throw shooter, and he misses that second one there. Rebound goes to Jake Marvin. Marvin, the tallest player on the Broncos, has gone over a couple of his own teammates to get a couple of those rebounds. The last one being Lena, this one being Carson Bloom. So now Hamburger inside to Marvin, and he got swatted on that one as Stephen Lee puts Marvin in the SWAT zone. And now Stevenson misses his first shot, gets his own rebound, and puts it in. And so now the Tigers with 24 points. They've cut this lead down to 16 for Hastings College, but they get it in to Bacon, and Bacon shot the rainbow, finds the pot of gold. And it is now a 43-24 ball game here with 1:40 to go. So here we go, Stephen Lee. His shot's gonna be no good, and but he was fouled on the play, which means he will get 2 free throws.
It'll be interesting to see the halftime stats just to see what the Broncos are shooting, their shooting percentages in this first half. It seems like they just can't miss a shot in this first half.
And something that I talked about was the three-point game. The last time these two teams played, the Broncos were 5 of 17. It's going to be interesting to see what they are right now, as the first free throw by Stephen Lee, no good. And a substitution coming in now, as it is Chris Menning coming into the ball game for Arias Stevenson. So 43-24 with 1:33 left here in the first half. That shot is going to be up, and it's going to be no good, and Lena's going to get the rebound. Now Bacon going to get it up for Hamburger. Bloom now going to have it, being guarded heavily by Pennington. Ball's going to be given in to Hamburger, and he lost control of that ball. Out of bounds on him, and the ball will go back to the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers.
Was a good pass inside, just couldn't get the handle on it and lost it out of bounds.
So 75 seconds left in the first half, as the Tigers going to try to control it, trying to bring this Broncos lead down by as much as they can. Pennington going to get it to LaCroix. LaCroix for 3 points. That was going to be short off the rim. And they had Marvin. Marvin had the defense beat. Maybe could have thrown one down. I don't know. Would have been awesome. But they slow the offense down. They're going to take some time off this clock. We're inside 50 seconds now. And they're going to call a foul on that. Was an offensive foul on Jake Marvin. And that is the 8th team foul on the Hastings College Broncos, as Brett Wells will come in for Marvin. So Pennington going to take it down now with 40 seconds left here in the first half. Gets it for Miller, and Miller's three-pointer is going to be no good. Broncos going to get the rebound. 30 seconds left now. Shot clock is off. Bloom being guarded by Pennington, and that's going to be a timeout there taken by head coach Lance Creech, and that is actually the first timeout that the Broncos have taken in this half. It has been a well-played first half by this Hastings College team.
Yeah, it really has been. The Broncos have controlled the first half. They jumped out to an early lead and really haven't looked back. They've made a lot of good shots. Their shots have come from all over. You know, we've seen quite a few outside, quite a few inside. They've found a good balance in their shot selection today.
Yeah, and lots of fans have come out and have gotten to see a great game here by Hastings College. And one thing that not a whole lot of people actually got to see, Alan, was the end of the first half of last game. As last game at halftime, the Broncos actually got the ball with about 3 seconds left, and Brittany Wong put one on from half court and drained it, nothing but net. And Alan, something I just thought of, what was the final score of that game?
63-60.
63-60, and Brittany Wong had a three-pointer to end the half. Buzzer beater was the difference in the ballgame. We'll see if Hastings College can get something finished here, maybe a buzzer beater of their own. Send this crowd into halftime happy.
Yeah, and you saw at the end of the women's game, that game could have went into overtime. Dakota Wesleyan had the ball. They shot a three-pointer, missed it. So they could have tied that game up. And
had Wong not hit that three-pointer at the end of the first half, you're looking at a 60-60 game when they take that shot at the end, which means they don't have to throw up a three-pointer. They can throw one up from anywhere, and that ball game would have been over if she made it. So a huge three-pointer by Brittany Wong to end the first half of the first game. So we'll see what the Hastings College does to end the first half of this game. They're wasting as much time as they can on the clock here. 5 seconds to go. Gonna get it for Hamburger inside to Flynn. Flynn with the left hand, got that one to go. Here we go. We'll see if the Tigers want to do anything. They will not. And the Broncos are gonna head into the first half of this ball game with a 45-24 lead. And Allen, what a first half by this Hastings College team.
Yeah, the Broncos just outplaying the Tigers here today. Jalen Voss, who was one of our players to watch, he got into a little bit of foul trouble and he sat out most of the first half. That kind of contributed to the Tigers' struggles a little bit. But, you know, the Broncos just coming in here with a great game plan today, executing a lot of good shots, and, you know, the Tigers not running a bad offense, you know, just kind of struggling to make some shots.
Yeah, and looking at the last game that these two teams played, Voss played 31 minutes of that ball game when he scored his 25 points. He was 10 of 15 shooting in that ball game, allowing the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers to get a lot. But now we will send you down to the court for the dance team and the cheerleaders. If we get the halftime graphic off the top of them first, maybe. There we go. All right. Gotta have some fun with our crew down there. It's always fun. These things are stressful. They are.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and you know, we want to give a shout out to all those people that help us that aren't on camera or anything.
Absolutely. So now we'll send it down to our cheerleading and dance team performances. And so there is the dance team performance following up the Hastings College Crimson Spirit cheerleading team. And Bosco in there somewhere, kind of just dancing around doing something, whatever. But anywho, we are going to take a break here from Lynn Farrell Arena. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Bronco action. This is Bronco basketball on HC Media. Welcome back to Lynn Farrell Arena here. My name is Kirk Onoff, and alongside me is Alan Hamill for this GPAC basketball game between the Hastings College Broncos and the Dakota Wesleyan University Tigers. And Alan, the first thing we need to do before we talk about this game is thank those of us who helped make this game possible. We are talking about our sponsors, underwriters, whatever you want to talk about. Quiznos, Toasty. Eileen's Colossal Cookies since 1983 out on West 2nd Street. Andy's Ice Cream if you're in the mood for some good old-fashioned ice cream. And finally, Runza and their original sandwiches. So, Alan, now talking about this game, Hastings College with a 45-24 lead at the half. And really, they just got going from the very beginning off on a 9-0 run.
Yeah, they jumped out early, and Dakota Wesleyan just didn't look like they came down here ready to play. You know, they looked a little sluggish to start. Hastings looked very energized. They pushed the ball quite a bit, moved the tempo, put it into pretty much overdrive this first half, and were able to put up 45 points in the first half.
Yeah, and looking at some of the individuals for Hastings College who did particularly well, we've got Dane Bacon, 4 of 5 from the floor, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. That is 15 points in this ball game. Oh yeah, let's not forget 4 of 5 from the free throw line. A great performance by the senior from Kearney. And then we've got Dylan Flynn with 10 points on 4 of 7 shooting. Really, those two have led this Broncos team here in this first half.
Yeah, well, we've seen those two contribute a lot. We've also seen a lot of people coming off the bench adding. You know, this is a very deep Bronco team. A lot of people can come off the bench and add a lot to this team. And, you know, I think we saw at Dakota Wesleyan, they didn't have that. And, you know, when Jalen Voss got into some foul trouble early, a couple fouls. He only played 7 minutes in this first half. You know, things they were already bad, but they kind of deteriorated even more because they didn't have their leader on the court. Yeah,
that's something we were talking about. He played 31 minutes in that first ball game, where he only sat 9 minutes total. He's already sat 12 and a half minutes of this ball game here today. And looking at some of the leading scorers for the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers, Arias Stevenson leading the way with 7 points. Luke Bamberg is next with 6. Danny Mammon has 5, and the rest of the players who have scored for Dakota Wesleyan only have a basket apiece. That's Voss, Pennington, and LaCroix, 2 of the 3 players that we talked about in our keys to the game.
Yeah, you know, the Broncos as we look at our keys to the game, the Broncos have really done all of them that we've talked about. You know, they've controlled the big men inside. Jalen Voss wasn't able to do much of anything, and then he got a couple fouls and had to sit out the rest of the first half. We saw, what was another one of our keys to the game?
I know the inside game was one of them.
Inside game.
Maintain the pace. Yes.
Maintain the pace.
Once Hastings College got out on that 9-0 run, it was a track meet as Hastings College and Dakota Wesleyan just back and forth. I don't think either team threatened to have a shot clock violation on that one, as they were getting to the basket quickly and they were making buckets. Both teams really were. Looking at the team numbers in total, Hastings College was 16 of 27. That's 60% from the floor in that first half. A great job by the Broncos. They were 4 of 7 from beyond the arc, and they were 9 of 12 from the free throw line on the other side of the ball for the Tigers. They only shot 31.3%. That's 10 of 32. They were 1 of 6, so about 16% from beyond the arc, and 3 of 9 from the free throw line. That is not good at all there for the Tigers.
Yeah, the numbers kind of tell everything in this game. Total field goal percentage, almost 60% for the Broncos. That's just unreal.
All right, we are going to take another quick break here from Lynn Farrell Arena. Don't go anywhere. This is Bronco Basketball on HC Media.
Soda, eat, repeat, until someone handed me an original Runza sandwich. Seasoned ground beef wrapped in piping hot fresh bread. Was this some sort of trap? No, it was an awakening. It was a new lease on life. Who knows, maybe next week I'll try a salad. Okay, baby steps. My name is Carl, and I'm a Runza addict.
Welcome back to Lynn Farrell. Welcome back to Lynn Farrell Arena. I'm Kurt Gordon. Alongside me is Alan Hamill. And Alan, it is a fun day here at the arena.
Yeah, definitely a great game. We were just rocking out to the music as we came back, and just great atmosphere here today.
And also for those of you who got the behind-the-scenes look of me drinking my water. But before we get back to our game, let's thank our sponsors once again. Starting, of course, with Quiznos and their toasty, followed by Eileen's Colossal Cookies since 1983 on West 2nd Street, and Andy's Ice Cream down in Bladen, Nebraska, and finally Runza in one of their many locations in Nebraska and in Hastings, because there's like, what, 3 or 4 of them in town here?
Yeah, right. I think so.
Right on. All right, so now we're getting back here to this basketball game here. We got about 2:15 left roughly until the second half is about to start. And Alan, you know, we've seen a good game here. We saw a good game last time. Do you think if Hastings College could very well do something that the women's team was not able to do last time, and that is finish the second half?
Well, that was a key to the game, the first game, finish. And, you know, the Broncos a little bit scary in that second half of the women's game, almost giving up the game there. They were up by 14 at halftime. Broncos up 21 at halftime. You know, I don't think it's going to be as big of a problem. You know, the men's team is actually just about as good, if not better, in the second half than they are in the first half.
Yeah, that game last time against Dakota Wesleyan, a little bit of an outlier when it comes to their normal play this season, as first half 46 points, second half 33. A lot of times they will outscore their first half total. So if they are able to do that, Alan, do we see triple digits here in this ball game?
I think it's possible. You know, I think the Broncos are clicking on all cylinders, although it's going to be hard, I think, to match what we saw in the first half. You know, over 59% shooting from the field. So that might, you know, bring the chances down a little bit. But I think we should easily see 90 points from the Broncos by the end of this game.
All right, so while both teams warm up here, we want to thank those of you watching us on hcmediaonline.org. If you are a student here on campus, but you're not here on campus, as it is the January term, one, you don't have to take it. You are only required to do 3 Januaries out of the 4 years, although this is my 4th one because I don't know with baseball whether or not I'll be practicing, so obviously I've had to take all of them. Then the next thing is that a lot of classes actually take trips. So I know one of them this year is to Guatemala. If you are watching this down in Guatemala, we welcome you to Hastings, Nebraska, where it is a wonderful 19 degrees outside. I am very envious of you in your shorts and your t-shirts. But yeah, welcome those of you watching us. And also, if you're watching us from the campus of Dakota Wesleyan University in Mitchell, South Dakota, and if you're one of the parents watching us from around the country, as they definitely have a lot of players gathered around. So we're back in the second half of this ball game here between the Tigers and Hastings College. The Tigers had the possession arrow, so they will start with the ball, and Menning's shot is going to be no good, rebounded by the Hastings College Broncos. Lallman's going to give it to Wells. Going to go to Lallman and get it to Bloom. Now ball's going to be set up for Dane Bacon's three-pointers, no good. And that one's going to be given to Menning. So here we go. Bamberg's going the other way with it and sets it up for Mike Lee, who is going to you turned my mic off there, Alan. How dare
Sorry.
you?
Thought I had my mic.
All right, so that was Jalen Voss on the basket there. That is just his second basket of the ball game. He's got 4 points in this one. And now the Tigers are going to run the other way with it. Gets it in for Voss. Voss's layup is no good, and Flynn on the rebound, and it's going to go the other way. So Lallman going to get it for Bacon. Bacon going to drive, right-handed layup, no good, and the rebound's going to go to the Tigers. So here we go. Stevenson on the rebound on the ball. Going to get it for Bamberg. They're 2 leading scorers in the first half, and he's going to be fouled on that one by Brett Wells, and there will be 2 free throws on this one. So Dakota Wesleyan brings it down to within 20 points with their last basket, and now they're going to try to close the lead down once again as it's 45-26. And Bamberg going to the line. Bamberg's first shot is going to be good, so it is now 45-27 here. We're approaching the score of last night's football game. For those who are 49ers fans, congratulations. If you are a Packers fan, I know how you feel. I'm a Broncos fan. I don't want to talk about it. So here we go. Bloom's going to take it. He's going to give it for Bacon. Lallman's going to get it in for Dylan Flynn. Flynn being worked by Voss and nearly lost it, but is able to get it to Bacon for Bloom. Lallman now with it. Flynn's going to set a pick and then roll. That's why they call it the pick and roll. Gives it in to Brett Wells, and Wells no good, but he gets his own rebound. And 35 seconds are going to go back to Hastings College here. Now they can completely set their offense back up. That was something I wanted to look at, was the offensive rebounds. Dakota Wesleyan with 7 offensive rebounds in that first half. Hastings College with just 3. Now the Broncos out-rebounded them 22-16, but that's still not something you want if you're Hastings College.
Well, when you make 60% of your shots, you know, I think you can get by with only having 3 offensive rebounds.
And now that is a foul there on the play. It looked like it was on Voss. We will have to confirm that with the ref. Unfortunately, it was not. It was Bamberg. Bamberg. There's a G at the end, not a T. So there we go. Dylan Flynn will go up to the line. Dylan Flynn in the first half was 2 for 2 from the free throw line. See if he can extend it here. And that shot is going to be up, and it's going to bounce off the rim. No good, and it's going to continue to be a 17-point game. Flynn on the season, roughly 61% free throw shooter. That went up with the 2 for 2 in the first half. It's going down now, 0 for 1 in the second half. And his shot is going to be good, so he is 3 for 4 in the ball game. Voss on the inbound, going to get it for Menning. And they're going to run it up now with Mike Lee. Going to get it for Stevenson. Stevenson's shot's going to doink off the rim and doink in. So it is a basket there, and the Tigers have clinched 30 points and a scruff for the ball. Dane Bacon was yelling for a timeout, but they're actually going to call a jump ball, as the ref's going to say that Bacon did not have enough control of it to call a timeout on that one.
Yeah, Bacon kind of dived in a little bit too late to get the timeout call.
Whoa, dived?
Dove.
Yikes. All right, here we go. Flynn, they're going to get it to Bloom. Carson Bloom's going to go far side for Bacon, for Wells. Going to get it for Flynn, and that was going to be nearly taken away, but Wells does a good job of getting to that one. Brady Lallman going to drive. Going to stutter, put up a shot, and that was going to go over the top of the backboard. And we're going to see Menning kind of slow to get up, but he finally able to get up with some help from Dylan Flynn on that one. Rather interesting looking play there, actually. So here we go. Arias Stevenson will carry the ball up for the Tigers. For Menning, and gets it to Stephen Lee. Now for Voss. Voss looking to find a way in and gets the basket to go, and was fouled there by Dylan Flynn. And now we're starting to see Voss kind of open up here in the second half. He's got 4 points already. That doubles his first half total.
Yeah, that's what the Tigers missed it most of the first half. You know, wasn't much of a factor. If they can get him going, maybe pull this into a closer game.
And Stephen Lee going out on the play, as it looked like he was maybe elbowed in the nose or something like that. Got some blood going down there on the bench. I see some trainers for that one going down and fixing the bloody nose. But right now, Voss is going to shoot one, trying to complete the three-point play. And that free throw is good. So 46-33 is the score here, as Dakota Wesleyan has kind of brought this lead down by Hastings College. It was 21 at the half. Now it's only down to 13. That shot is going to be no good. Stevenson on it now. He's going to get it to Mike Lee. Mike Lee going to drive, and looked like he. Alan, did it look like he was shooting or passing? Because that was not good.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be a pass, but
there was nobody there to pass it to, though. So here we go. Bacon's on the ball now. Going to go for Bloom. Gets it back to Bacon. Bacon from long range. Good. Dane Bacon on the three-pointer. That's another one for him. He's got 18 points in this ball game today, and that is his fourth three-pointer here at the ball game. And it's now 49-33. That was way out there. And that shot by Arias Stevenson, good, as he lands on his backside, trying to get the ball, or trying to get the foul call, and they're going to wave off the shot, as there was a foul on Stevenson on that one. So now Pennington's going to come in, as well as Zach Lena for the Broncos. And now a late sub there, as Jake Marvin kind of ran off the bench, trying to quickly get into the ball game here. Broncos will be inbounding it after the foul on Stevenson. That was Stevenson's first foul of the ball game. He's got 11 points, leading the way for the Tigers. Now Marvin gonna get it back for Lallman. Lallman for 3 points from the corner. Good. Another three-pointer there by the Hastings College Broncos. And they have opened up a 17-point lead here once again, 52-35.
Yeah, three-point shooting today for the Broncos has been very good.
So now Voss going to take it. He's just going to have that one swiped right away from him by Zach Lena. And the Broncos going to go the other way with it. Literally just reached in and grabbed it. So here we go, Broncos looking at it. Bacon finds Bloom on the outside, and the Rainbow finds the pot of gold for Carson Bloom, the freshman.
And it's just raining down threes inside Lynn Farrell Arena this afternoon.
And there is a foul on that one. As you can hear some of the fans yelling some stuff at the Tigers bench. Remember, we at HC Media do not condone anything the HC student section yells, whether that be good or bad. So now Pennington on it. Gonna get the ball for Stevenson. Over for Menning, and Menning's shot's gonna be good. A nice three-pointer there. And now the Tigers have trying to do their best to bring this game close. It's 55-38. Now they're gonna bring it out for Hamburger, and Hamburger's shot's gonna be good, and the Rainbow finds the pot of gold once again here. That's Hamburger on the three-pointer, making this a 20-point game here at 58-38. So now LaCroix gonna go for inside for Voss, and Voss's shot's gonna be good. And a quick timeout there by head coach Shane Murphy of the Tigers, and it's 58-40 now. And Allen, this fast-paced ball game is just continuing to stay fast-paced.
Yeah, we're just seeing quick shots. The shot clock has hardly ever got below 20 seconds this afternoon. And I think we saw, about 3 straight three-pointers from the Broncos?
Well, we're currently in a 2 straight three-pointer streak. So, that's the thing. They're getting quick shots off and they're getting deep shots off. It's not like they're driving and forcing anything up. They're getting quality looks here as both teams are really hitting a lot of their three-pointers.
Yeah, the Tigers, not really going out and trying to guard the Broncos shooters for some reason and just getting wide open shots.
So 14:06 left here in the second half of this ball game from Lynn Farrell Arena, as Zach Lena will be the one who inbounds this ball for the Hastings College Broncos. Get it to Blum. And Blum gonna run the ball up. I'm having fun commentating and running a camera at the same time. This is enjoyable for me here. So now Lena gonna go for Marvin. They're gonna go all the way across court for Lallman. Inside for Lena. Lena looking for somewhere to go with it. It's gonna go near side for Marvin. Now they're gonna go far corner for Lena, but Lena was not quite there. Ball out of bounds on Brady Lallman. And the ball will go the other way to the Tigers. So here we go, Tigers going the other way with it. This is LaCroix with it right now, gets to Pennington. Now gonna go for Menning. Menning's three-pointer is good, and he fell over on the play. Could very well have wound up being a 4-point play, but the three-pointer is good to make it 58-43. Now Lena gonna go for Lallman. Lallman spins around and is gonna get it out to Lena. Lena's jump shot from the far end, got it. Just inside the three-point arc, he hits the long range two, and it's 60-43 here with 13 minutes left in this ball game. So Stevenson on it. Gonna hit the rim, and that was gonna be no good, and the fight for the ball, Stevenson's gonna wind up getting his shot back. So the Tigers working well with the brand new shot clock that they got, and Stevenson's gonna take that one in. Nice lay in there, and the lead is down now to 15. Lallman's driving, and they're gonna say no shot, as there was a blocking foul on Arius Stevenson. You could hear the ref there on that one. Now a substitution, 1 in, 1 out for both teams. Okay, now 2 in for the Broncos. As Bamberg came in for the Tigers. Alex Thayer, Jake Marvin, Jake Marvin came out for the Broncos. So the ball's gonna be inside for Flynn. Flynn trying to get a look. He does, spins it and kisses it off the glass. A nice look there by Dylan Flynn. And the Broncos extend their lead to 17 now, 62-45. So Stevenson now. Tigers just trying to get quality looks here as they try to climb back into this game. And that shot is way off there.
That was not a quality look.
I guess I was wrong about that one. Is that what I believe is called the curse of the commentator on that one? You say one thing and then the exact opposite happens? The drive there by Lena. He's going to be fouled on the play. LaCroix is the one who the foul is going to be called on. And that will be a shooting foul there as Lena was in the process of shooting. So he will get 2 shots here to try to extend the Broncos' lead. Zach Lena is a junior. He is from Omaha, Nebraska, and that one's going to be no good. He's a sophomore. I was looking at the wrong line. I got Andrew Pryor mixed in there. That's my bad. So Lena is a sophomore from Omaha, Nebraska. First free throw, no good though. In and out of the rim. So his second shot is up and no good. So Lena 0 for 2 on that attempt. And now the Tigers able to run the other way with it, but that was a missed pass there from Stevenson to Bamberg, and the ball's going to go the other way back to the Broncos there. Tigers maybe trying to be a little too quick with that one.
Yeah, a little too quick. Pushed it way out in front of who he was looking for and airmailed it out of bounds.
So now the shot by Hamburger is going to go. That's a nice basket there. And a nice look, and the Broncos lead is up to 19 points. And there's a scruff for the ball at midcourt, and the Broncos going to wind up with it. Hamburger is going to go near side for Thayer. Thayer thought about it. Instead, decides to use up a little more clock. And Lena driving in, but he's going to be called with the charge. That charge was drawn by Luke Bamberg, the sophomore from Corsica, South Dakota. And the Tigers will have the ball going the other way as we see Mike Lee come into this ball game. Mike Lee and Danny Memon will come into the ball game. So Memon with the ball, fresh into the ball game here for the Tigers, gets it to Lee. Mike Lee, the other fresh into the ball game for the Tigers. Now Pennington, looking for somewhere to go, gets to Bamberg. Back to Pennington. And now Memon takes the three-pointer from straight up top, and that was going to be no good, and a good offensive rebound by Bamberg, and he's going to kiss that one off the glass, and good. Two-pointer there for the Tigers. 64-47 now. So Dane Bacon going to carry it for the Broncos. Gets it to Lena for Hamburger. Broncos moving the ball around very well here as Flynn is the only player who has not touched the ball yet for the Broncos. They've just kept it on the perimeter. Now Dane Bacon for 3 points. That's going to be short, no good. And the Tigers are going to win the fight for the rebound. So Pennington now is going to be the one with the ball. Looking for something, finds Memon. Going to go a little bit inside there for Bamberg. And now Mike Lee with it. Gets it in for Voss, and Voss is going to be fouled going up for that one. That was Lena on it. Lena doesn't like the call against him. But indeed, there was a foul. So Voss, who was in the act of shooting the ball, will go back to the line. Try to get himself into double digits here for the Tigers.
You can tell the pace of this game has kind of slowed down a little bit. I think the Broncos are still controlling the pace of the game, but they've decided to pull back the throttle a little bit, keep it a little bit slower.
So Hamburger and Lena will come out. Wells and Lallman will come into the ballgame for Hastings College. 64-48 is the score here in the second half. Jalen Voss is the one at the free throw line, and he's going to hit that one also, making it a 15-point game. I nearly said Jalen Rose. That would have been bad. That would have been bad. He looks nothing like him. So Alex Thayer on the ball for the Broncos, gets it to Flynn. Flynn being double teamed, gets it to Lallman. Lallman going to drive for Wells, and a good pass for Bacon, but Bacon couldn't keep it. Now they're going to get it for Thayer for 3 points. No good. And Flynn nearly got the rebound as there's a collision, but the Broncos somehow wind up with it. Now Wells. They're looking to drive in, but he's going to be called for the travel. Brett Wells caught red-handed on that one. He is a 6'4" sophomore, Elba, Nebraska. And now the Tigers will control the ball. Bamberg going to go for Voss. And that one is going to be no good, as it was there was a foul called before the shot. That one was on Dylan Flynn. I nearly called him Ross on that one. That's a mix between Rose and Voss. I'm just going to call, you know what? Well, we'll just play out the rest of the game, see how it goes. So the Tigers going to keep the ball. Gets it into Voss, and Voss going to be called for the charge on that one, as Dylan Flynn was in a good position to take that charge. And the Broncos will get the ball and go the other way with it.
That great position there by Dylan Flynn, just standing right there and taking the hit and falling down and getting the call.
So they're going to wipe off the floor here first, though, where the foul occurred. The very, very, very edge of your screen. Unless, of course, you can see more than we can. If that's the case, I'm jealous. So Flynn going to get it for Lallman. Lallman on the far side going to go all the way near side for Wells. Who's going to go top for Thayer? They're now going to go to Lallman, who gets it back for Thayer. Thayer standing on the Bronco logo that far back. Now they're going to go near side for Lallman. Lallman inside for Flynn. His pass for Lallman was tipped, but Lallman still winds up with it. And there's going to be a foul on the play. That foul is going to be on Pennington. That is his first foul of the ball game, and that is the 6th team foul here in the second half. So 12 fouls total in the second half, six for each team, as we still have 8.5 minutes left, plus a little bit of change here in the second half of this ball game between Hastings College and the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. And now that ball in for Flynn. Flynn, nice little basket, gets that one to go. It's 66-49 now. So, Alan, I don't think we're going to see Hastings College putting up 100 in this game like we maybe thought about.
No, they slowed the pace down in the second half. And also, we've seen them, they've not made as high a percentage of shots as they did in the first half. So those two factors have kind of dampened the hopes of that.
And a nice steal by Bacon. He's going to put one up for three. No good there. Oh, man. 5 points in 5 seconds would have been great there for the Broncos, but they'll just have to settle with a 2-point basket. I'm not going to, nobody's going to complain about getting a basket. As they wiped that one off, though, as there was a foul before the shot was taken. That is the second foul on Dane Bacon. That is the 7th team foul. So now Dakota Wesleyan is in the bonus, and the first shots here will be taken by Mike Lee. But yeah, with 7:42 left in the first half, Hastings College had scored 30 points in the half. Here they have only scored 23. And that free throw is no good, but Voss is going to get the rebound. Pennington now. Going to start the clock over as the fresh shot clock, and Pennington's going to pull one up and got that one to go. A nice shot there, as Pennington, only 5'7", going up against Alex Thayer, who on the roster is 5'11". Whether I believe that or not, that's a different story, but still a height mismatch though. And Lallman now, the rainbow fires the pot of gold there And the Broncos have extended their lead into the 70s at 71-54. On that one is a quick timeout by Hastings College. That's their first timeout here of the second half. And Allen, as we go into this timeout, they just push play up on the speakers. There's a band here. Why couldn't the band play this?
I don't know.
That's a very interesting question that we've got going on there. If anybody wants to answer that, come up to us and whisper it in my ear. That would be grand. That would be just wonderful and dandy. So 71-54, 7:13 left here in this second half. And Allen, Dakota Wesleyan's done a good job of hanging in this ball game here for as big as the lead as Hastings had at the half.
Yeah, they kind of changed things up a little bit in the second half. You know, they got Voss back in there. That's helped them quite a bit. He's up to 11 points now in the game, whereas at halftime, I believe he had, what, two?
Yeah, he had two points, 2 fouls. And Bamberg going to get that one to go there.
So I think just having one of your main players playing for an extended period of time kind of helped Dakota Wesleyan. You know, he's their leading scorer, their leader on the court, and just having him back out there, I think, has helped them in the second half.
And at 6'7", he does a good job guarding both Dylan Flynn and Jake Marvin, who are at least the same height as he is. Now Marvin got the rebound, but his pass was intercepted by Mike Lee. And then there was a foul on that one. I believe Carson Bloom is the guilty party on that one. He is, and that will cause the Tigers to go head back up to the free throw line with about 6.5 minutes left here in the second half. This is the point now where Hastings College is, Dakota Wesleyan has to capitalize on any foul that Hastings College has. That shot is up and in, so the first one's good. And from now until the 10th Bronco team foul, so basically the next one is 1-1. You got to hit that first one.
Yeah, you need to make the first one and get that second shot.
And he hits both of them there. So Pennington, 2 for 2 on the line there. He is now up to 9 points in this ball game here. And now Dakota Wesleyan running a full court press. They're nearly forced a turnover, but a good hustle play by Bacon. Now Bacon gonna roll that one in with the right hand. And that was a nice crispy basket there for Bacon. And now the Tigers gonna try to run with it, but that shot's no good. Rebounded by Marvin. Now here's Wells for Bacon. Bacon gonna drive, and he's gonna be fouled on the play there, as they're gonna call it on Menning. Chris Menning did not like that foul call on that one, as I'll be honest, I thought maybe that also could have been a charge.
I thought it could have gone either way. It's pretty close, but they decided to give it to the Broncos.
Little home field advantage here for the Broncos on that one. So here's Bacon's first free throw shot, and that was going to be good. Get that one off the friendly roll from Lynn Farrell Arena. Bacon with 21 points in this ball game and make it 22 now as he hits both of those free throws. 75-58 is the score here. Allen, last game we commentated, the final score was 88-69. We gonna see that here? Maybe same score? Maybe. That would be fun. The basket was good there by Bamberg. And now Broncos going the other way with it. Marvin's gonna slow it down. He had an open look there, but deciding to waste some more time off the clock. Smart play by the senior. Now Carson Bloom with it. Makes a nice move, gets it to Marvin. Marvin's shot no good, and the rebound gonna go the other way. That's Menning with it.
I think if we see Dakota Wesleyan start to foul to maybe try and force the Broncos to make free throws, you know, the Broncos are a pretty good free throw shooting team. That score could go up because the clock's not running and you're still getting points.
And that was Voss on the basket, and he was fouled on the play. We're going to see some subs come in now. Stevenson will come in, as well as Stephen Lee for the Tigers. And then we're also going to see Zach Lena come in for the Broncos. There was one more, but I missed it as I was looking at the roster. So Voss's second shot makes the three-point play a three-point play. So it is 75-63 now here in this ball game. Bloom being pressured by the full court press. And Alan, getting back to what you were saying about Hastings College, they are a 71, almost 72% free throw shooting team. And in the first half of this ball game, they shot 75%, and that has not really gone down here in the second half. Ball is going to be in for Flynn, and Flynn's going to get a nice finger roll to go there. 77-63 now here is the score, and Hastings College getting good looks here when they get the ball.
Yeah, Dakota Wesleyan kind of starting to fall back out of this game. They look like they might be able to get back into this, but the Broncos answering and
Voss getting the basket right there. He was also fouled on the play, so we will have another chance to convert a three-point play. This would be the second possession in a row where he would get a three-point play out of this one.
Yeah, and Voss is really what's keeping the Tigers within sort of striking distance. If he were to be sitting on the bench like he was in the first half, you know, there's no way that this game is as close as it is right now.
And he now has 17 points after making that free throw. That is 15 here in the second half. That is a big, big difference here in the second half of this ballgame. Now Lena's got it. He's going to get it up for Bloom. Bloom's going to drive, put up a layup. That's going to be no good, and the Tigers are going to get the rebound. So now here comes Stephen Lee. Going to get it for Stevenson. Stevenson left-handed layup, no good. And the ball's going to go to the Broncos. And if you are Coach Murphy, you have got to get on Mike Lee or Stevenson for taking that shot. And the ball by Lallman, but he's going to be called for an offensive foul. Stephen Lee is the one who is going to draw the charge on that one. And getting back to what I was saying, very short shot clock there. He did not get a good look, and then the ball went the other way. Just something you cannot do right there if you are Arias Stevenson. And that will force a timeout here taken by head coach Lance Creech of the Bronco basketball team.
Yeah, and the Tigers have pulled to within 11 here. You know, we saw at halftime the Broncos had a pretty good lead, but the Tigers have worked their way back into this, mostly riding Jalen Voss's play here in the second half.
Yeah, you look back at that first half, the Broncos had a 21-point lead in the first half going into halftime, and now Hastings College lead only down to 11. So they have Dakota Wesleyan's outscored Hastings College by 10 points here in this half, and really it has been led by Rose, who has by Voss, who has 15.
Yeah, and Voss, he's the leader of this team. He's averaging almost 14 points a game. He's surpassed that here today. He's their leading rebounder, leading shot blocker, and also is tied for the team lead in steals. So he's their key guy, and we've seen that here in the second half. Didn't get an opportunity to see much of him in the first half. Got a couple of fouls early that limited his playing time, but now that he's got a chance to play, we've seen what he can do.
All right, so we are back in action now as Pennington is the one who takes the ball across for the Tigers. Now they're going to get it to Mike Lee. Mike Lee nearly losing that ball, nearly losing it a second time. Actually, he's going to put up a little runner, and that's going to go in and out. Oh, that's a bad break there for the Tigers. And the Broncos lead will stay 11. So Flynn's going to find Lena down underneath the basket. He's going to get that one to go. Zach Lena with a nice basket. And the Broncos lead extended to 13 now.
And that's the problem when you play that full court press. You bring everyone up, and that just left the Broncos wide open for that shot. There was nobody down there to defend.
And then a turnover at the other end by the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. And they're going to do it once again. Lena underneath the basket, got that one. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's what Coach Murphy has got to be thinking right now. has Lena doing it back-to-back possessions.
Yeah, Lena just kind of hiding out in that corner, and nobody seems to know that he's there, and pass the ball to him, and he's wide open.
So here's Voss on the shot. Or didn't quite shoot it. He dishes it out. Now Mike Lee with it, gets it to Stevenson. Stevenson looking for something. He's going to put up a three-point shot, and that was going to be no good, and the Broncos are going to get the rebound. So a 15-point lead, 2:50 left on the clock, and the Broncos with the ball. And Bloom's going to take that one, drive, and get the basket to go. A nice shot there by Carson Bloom. And the Bronco bench excited about that one.
And we may still see 90 points from the Broncos yet.
40, that would be 45 a half, yeah.
2:46 left in the game, 83 points right now. Looking for another one right here on the free throw by Bloom.
And so that shot by Bloom is going to be no good there. So the three-point play will not happen this time around. And the Tigers are going to have the ball. They're going to get it for Mike Lee. That was going to be no good and rebounded by Flynn. Now at this point, it's just desperation time for the Tigers.
Yeah, just throwing up a long three-pointer there, hoping it would go in.
That's almost word for word what I was going to say. So Bacon's going to get it for Bloom. Now for Lohman. Dane Bacon back for Lohman. They're just going to start using as much of the clock as they can. Now Bacon going to drive in, and he's going to not get that one to go. He was trying to get the foul called on that one, as now Stevenson's going to drive it. And he's going to be contested by Bloom, but that's not going to matter as he gets the finger roll to go. So 83-68 is the score here, late in the second half of this ball game. And that's going to be a push there by Mike Lee. And with the Broncos in the bonus, that is going to send Carson Bloom to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. Carson Bloom with 5 points here so far in the ball game.
Bloom's about a 70% free throw shooter.
And Mike Lee's going to come out after that foul. That was just his first of the ball game. And Blum's going to hit the first one. And Carson Bloom going to knock both free throws down. Right there, giving him 7 points now in the ball game. 85-68 is the score here. And Stevenson puts up a prayer left-handed. That's not going to go, but a good offensive rebound there. That was Bamberg, and he going to bring this Broncos lead down to 15 once again. As I just learned, I've been saying it wrong all day. It's Bamberg. Oh, well. You know what, though? I learned. Now I know if I'm back next year for some strange reason and I commentate this game against Dakota Wesleyan for some reason, now I know. So that was a timeout there by Coach Murphy for the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. Down by 15 with just over 90 seconds left in this ball game. Can't really be talking about a whole lot here. So one thing that we haven't really talked about, Alan, is that this is Coach Creech's final season, and really he is doing a good job with this Broncos team. They are
15-5 coming into this game. They'll pick up their 16th win here this afternoon.
And they are 6-4 in GPAC play. Doing a good job here in his final season. And kind of shades of a couple years ago when the team went to the national tournament with Wade Voss and Jeremiah Slough as a couple of their leading points getters in that season, where they went on to win the first round game against, I believe it was Cardinal Stritch in the first round of the NAIA tournament, and Point Lookout, Missouri went on to lose in the second round. But that was definitely a good year, and now there's a timeout taken by Coach Creech as There was a little bit of a trap going on there in the far corner. And so only 4 seconds run off the clock on that one.
Taking a look at the GPAC standings, Northwestern is leading the GPAC right now, 9-2 conference record. Doane and Dordt are both a game back at 8-3. Briar Cliff and Hastings are 6-4. Hastings will move to 7-4 after this game. So right now the Broncos looking like they'll be in 4th place after this game.
And a nice running basket there by Brady Lallman to bring this Broncos lead back up to 17. And Alan, last game that we did against Briar Cliff, we saw a lot of subs coming in here late in the ball game. Is a nice basket there by Stevenson. But the Broncos really emptied their bench in that game against Briar Cliff. With the Broncos with a 15-point lead here, why haven't they done the same in this ball game?
Not really sure why they haven't done this up 87-72. But, you know, I think of what we've seen, though, is we've seen a lot of rotations throughout the game. So that might be part of the reason why some of the starters are still in right now.
And one thing to talk about here is the new renovations of Lynn Farrell Arena. As over Christmas break, they kind of took down the banners that were there. There were student banners, pictures, stuff. It had athletes on one side, kind of academic stuff on the other side, and now they have kind of painted the sides. You know, one side has Hastings College with the big H logo on it, and then on the other side, it's the old Bronco logo that says Home of the Broncos. So definitely some cool renovations here done over Lynn Farrell Arena while the students were away. So 88-72 here with just under 40 seconds left to play. Hastings College putting up 43 points here in the second half. Dakota Wesleyan putting up, hang on, I got to do this math here real quick, 48 points here in the second half. And puts it up, Manning puts it up for 3. That's going to be no good. And that rebound's going to go to Bomberg. Now for Pennington. Pennington's three-pointer is good. So now they're into the 50s in this half, as it's 88-75 on that one. And a quick timeout there once again taken. That one was by Coach Murphy of the Tigers.
Just a great game today by the Broncos all around. Able to get a big conference win. You know, the first time these two teams played earlier this season, the Broncos didn't really have a good game up in Mitchell, South Dakota. But this one, they kind of turned the tables, kind of flipped around the scores. That first game was 91 for Dakota Wesleyan, 79 for Hastings. This one right now is 88-75. So about a complete reversal from the first game.
Yeah, and this crowd, the ones who are left, there are a lot of people filing out here at this point, but the crowd that's left is enjoying this one, as really this game has not been close from the start. Hastings College getting out to a 9-0 run to start this ball game off, and that lead has just continued to stay for Hastings College, as Dakota Wesleyan has not had the lead at any point in this ballgame. Now they're going to go deep. Dylan Flynn going to take it. He's going to put that one up and in left-handed, and the Broncos have reached 90 points here. It's 90-75 with about 17 seconds left. A three-pointer there by Pennington, no good. He's going to get his own rebound, but the shot clock is off, and they're going to call, I believe a timeout was called on that one, as Pennington was forced into a trap right there, and another timeout here taken by the Tigers.
Yeah, should have trusted my gut instinct when we talked about the Broncos reaching 90 in this game. You know, early in the second half, you know, Broncos slowed down a little bit, but they still made it to 90 points.
Yeah, 45 points in the first half, 45 points thus far in the second half. And Dakota Wesleyan, you know, had Dakota Wesleyan played a good first half, this would be a very enjoyable game right now, as both teams would be threatening 90 points. You know, you look at Voss's production here in the second half. He's put up 15 points in the second half. You even put half of that back on the scoreboard for him. You're looking at roughly 25 points, probably. And that right there would be enough to have this where it would be a 5-point game. So here we go. They inbound it. They're going to get it into Voss, and Voss's turnaround shot off the glass is going to go with 8 seconds left. So now Lallman's going to take it. He's going to be able to work his way out of the trap, and they are going to finish this game off. And the final score here between the Hastings College Broncos and the Dakota Wesleyan University Tigers, 90-77 victory for the Hastings College Broncos. And Allen, just a good game all the way around by this Hastings College Broncos team, and a good second half by the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers.
Now Dakota Wesleyan tried to get back in it in the second half. Jalen Voss did a good job of leading the team. And like you mentioned, if he would have had a few more minutes there in that first half, this might be a totally different game in the second half.
Absolutely. We are going to take a break from Lynn Farrell Arena. Don't go anywhere. This is Bronco basketball on HC Media.
Soda, eat, repeat. Till someone handed me an original Runza sandwich. Seasoned ground beef wrapped in piping hot fresh bread. Was this some sort of trap? No, it was an awakening. It was a new lease on life. Who knows, maybe next week I'll try a salad. Okay, baby steps. My name is Carl, and I'm a Runza addict.
Welcome back to Lynn Farrell Arena here, where my name is Kirk Ornoff, and alongside me is Alan Hamill. There we go. I'm not blowing my ears out here. Where the Hastings College Broncos just finished off a great victory against the Dakota Wesleyan University Tigers. And Alan, just a good all-around victory for this team.
Yeah, we saw, a lot of outside shooting, three-pointers from a lot of people. Bacon had quite a few, I know. And also working inside. That was one of our keys to the game, work inside. Broncos did a good job of doing that, so good balance on that. And then the defense did a good job in the first half, shutting down Jalen Voss. Probably helped them in the second half when he kind of got going. Didn't have to worry about being such a close game at that point. But he did a good job to help Dakota Wesleyan try and get back into the game. I think they would have liked to have seen him have more time, not get into as much foul trouble in that first half. But, a good game for the Broncos, a good conference win. It'll move them into fourth place in the GPAC and set them up in a good position as we head down the final stretch in GPAC play.
Absolutely, and looking at some of the numbers individually for this game, at least I was before they shut the scoreboard off. Dave Bacon led both teams with 22 points in the ballgame. Dylan Flynn was next with 20 points. Brady Lallman, I believe, was next with 15 or 17 or 19. I don't know. They've shut the scoreboard off on me here, and I don't have any paper that has the final stats on it. Looking at the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers side, you're looking at Voss leading the way for this Tigers team. He finished with 19 points. Stevenson was next. He had 17. Stevenson had 16, and Bomberg was the one who had 17 points for the Dakota Wesleyan University Tigers. And Alan, after that 9-0 run, this was a good game.
Yeah, the Broncos, I liked the high-tempo offense. I thought the Broncos did a good job of utilizing that and, pushing down the floor, getting a lot of points. I think that's how the Broncos are going to beat a lot of teams, is they're going to have to outscore them. Their defense is pretty good, but, they're going to win games through their offense.
All right, now that I've been handed the official stat sheet, Stevenson did have 17. Bomberg was the one with 16, so going off the scoreboard there, not quite accurate. Looking at the Broncos, Bacon with 22, Flynn with 20, Lallman did have 15, Lena had 8, and then Bloom and Hamburger had 7 points apiece. Hastings College in the game shot 58% from the floor. That was 33 for 57, I believe, is if my math is accurate on that one. They shot 56% from beyond the arc and 65% from the free throw line, whereas Dakota Wesleyan, they shot 59% in the second half, but after a 31% first half, not exactly great. 45.5% for the entire game, 33% from beyond the arc in the ball game, and 63.2% from the free throw line. They were 9 of 10 in that second half, but really, Alan, it was just too little too late.
Yeah, this game was pretty much decided in the first half. The Broncos jumped out to a big lead at halftime. The Tigers tried to make a run in the second half. I think as close as they got was 11, maybe 10, something like that. And then the Broncos just kind of kept it around that mark and pulled back ahead from there. Just a good win by this Bronco team, and it'll be fun to see what they do coming up in the next few games.
All right, and those next few games for each of these teams, if I can find it here.
I believe Doane is coming up on Wednesday at Doane.
All right, looking at that's past games. Hang on, I got this here. No, I don't. So that will be the last game that we will broadcast until Wednesday, January 30th. That game is against Midland. Yep, I do know that one for a fact. So that's going to do it here from Lynn Farrell Arena and the Osborne Family Sports Complex. Broncos 90, Dakota Wesleyan Tigers 77. Thank you for joining us. This has been Bronco Basketball on HC Media.